Tonight, Argentina walk out for a World Cup quarter-final. And sitting on a desk at FIFA headquarters is an official complaint, filed by Egypt, demanding the referee from their Argentina match be thrown off this World Cup. FIFA has responded, and their response made everything louder. The complaint, the pundits taking Egypt's side, FIFA's answer, and what it all means for tonight. Every claim verified. You pick the verdict. Let's go. First, the 30-second version of how we got here, because this story has traveled far beyond football. Round of 16, Egypt led the world champions 1-0, and then Mustafa Zico finished a lightning counter, released by Salah, dinked over the keeper, a goal so clean the commentators assumed it stood, while the replays rolled. VAR found a foul at the very start of the move, roughly 20 seconds earlier, on the opposite side of the pitch. Goal disallowed. Egypt still went 2-0 up, and then Argentina scored 3 times in the final minutes, with Egypt screaming for a penalty seconds before the winner. In the chaos at the end, Egypt's goalkeeping coach was shown a straight red card on the touchline. Egypt went home, and Egypt did not go quietly. Here's what's real. The Egyptian Football Association has lodged a formal complaint with FIFA against French referee François Letexier and his crew, the officials from that 3-2 defeat. Their statement says the federation cannot remain silent about the refereeing, and points at, quote, serious concerns over decisions that, in their words, directly influence the game. The EFA president went further, demanding the entire refereeing crew be excluded from the rest of the World Cup. The coach, Hossam Hassan, said out loud what fans were whispering. It's all about money. They want Messi to stay in the tournament. And Zico, the man whose wonder goal was chalked off? His words, not ours. It was a rigged game. The federation's statement goes further still. Defending the team's rights, it says, is not a matter that can be ignored, minimized, or treated as secondary. And Hassan didn't stop at words. He announced a personal boycott of the rest of this World Cup. As soon as I'm back, I will no longer follow matches at this World Cup. He called it my inner protest, my own way of raising my voice. The coach of a team that reached the last 16, refusing to watch another minute. And here's the detail that makes this deeper than sour grapes. According to Sports Illustrated, Egypt had formally objected to this referee before the match was even played. They didn't want François Letexier for this fixture. They said so, in advance, through official channels. Then the match happened, the calls happened, and their pre-match objection turned into a post-match complaint. Whatever you conclude, that timeline matters. And it's not just Egypt talking. Alan Shearer, either both are fouls, or neither is. Jamie Carragher said that goal stands in the Premier League, La Liga or Serie A, even after review. Rob Green questioned whether the foul was even within VAR's remit. Ian Wright pointed at the other moment, the shirt tug by McAllister seconds before Argentina's winner. Reports differ on whether Salah or Hamdi Fathi was the man pulled, but the tug itself is on every replay. And here's the heavyweight. An actual former top-flight referee, Germany's Patrick Ittrich, went on record. It's actually a penalty. He does nothing other than pull the shirt. When referees start siding with the complaint, it stops being sour grapes territory. Open and shut? No. Because the rulebook has something to say, play the other side, honestly. The law is specific. VAR can disallow a goal if a foul starts the attacking possession that leads to it, even at the other end of the pitch. And the review found Marwan Attia stepping on Lisandro Martinez roughly 20 seconds before Zico scored, at the very start of that possession. Harsh, absolutely. Outside the rules? No. The man making the call, François Letexier, is no random appointment either. He's one of Europe's elite referees, trusted with a European final as recently as May. The penalty shouts were judgment calls of the kind waved away in every match of every tournament. Even neutral American coverage concluded the borderline decisions could go either way. And the coldest counterpoint of all, Egypt led 2-0 with 12 minutes left. No referee scored those 3 Argentina goals. The complaint has emotion, a pre-match paper trail, and expert backing. The defense has the rulebook, the referee's pedigree, and the scoreboard. So it went to FIFA. And FIFA's answer is where this story caught fire. Quick one. Subscribe to Pitchside FC, daily World Cup debates to the final. Now, FIFA's answer. FIFA's refereeing chief, The legendary Pierluigi Collina answered publicly, and he did not give an inch. Nobody can question the integrity of World Cup officials, warning that this kind of reaction can provoke, in his words, threats against referees and their families. No re-refereeing, no apology. Case, as far as FIFA is concerned, closed. And then, with the timing of a thunderclap, FIFA poured fuel on its own fire. Minutes after the Argentina controversy, they announced that the France-Morocco quarter-final would be handled by an ALL Argentine officiating crew. Referee Facundo Tello and his entire team, the first time at this World Cup that every official for a knockout game came from a single country. Nothing improper about it under the rules. But read the room, and Egypt are not alone in the queue. Belgium lodged a complaint of their own over the Balogun ban being suspended before the USA game. Ecuador filed one after Mexico fans disrupted their hotel with fireworks before a knockout tie. This has quietly become the complaint World Cup, federation after federation asking the same question: who referees the referees? Which brings us to tonight. Because the team at the center of Elevate plays in a few hours, Argentina against Switzerland, tonight, with every referee's decision now under a microscope the size of a continent. Understand what that atmosphere does. Every marginal call for Argentina will be screamed about in 100 languages. Exhibit A already filed at FIFA headquarters. Every call against them will be framed as an overcorrection, a referee protecting himself. It is the single hardest officiating assignment of this World Cup, and the football underneath it is already loaded. The Champions Escape Act against the one team that never hands a lead back, unbeaten in 10, 0 knockout goals conceded, 4 for 4 in their shootout, while Messi has missed 2 penalties this month. Win, and Argentina are one game from another final, a semi against tonight's Haaland-Kane survivor on Wednesday. Lose, and the Great Escape era ends inside a controversy that will never be settled. The trap was already set. Now it's set inside a storm. So, the verdict is yours, and it's a double. 1. Egypt's complaint. A legitimate stand for fairness that football needs, or sour grapes dressed up in a press release. Remember, the law technically backs the referee. And 2. Collina's response. Strong and right to protect officials, or exactly the tone-deaf answer that makes fans trust FIFA less. Pick a side on both. And your bonus: does tonight's referee have the hardest job at this entire World Cup? Comments. Now, best takes get pinned, and the trap verdict lands here tomorrow morning. Subscribe to Pitchside FC. Turn on notifications. Argentina against Switzerland gets its verdict tomorrow morning. Pitchside FC. Pick a side.